So in this video we'll talk about the analytical geometry, and in analytical geometry the part that we concentrate at it is the circle. So we need to define what the circle is. So according to our definition, we say a circle is a set of 4 points, which is x and y, that are equal distance from a fixed point called the center of the circle. So the distance, which is r, between the center and any point which is x and y on the circle is the radius. So what do we really mean? This means that you have this Cartesian plane, right? So I'll say this is your center, 0, 0, like that, right? Then you have some points, which is what? X and y, that side. So meaning that from here to where the points are is what we call the radius, such that the circle will pass through in this situation like this. So that is what they are trying to say. So from any point which is x and y, from the center to any points, it is what we call the radius. So these are the endpoints which are called what? The radius. So that is what we call the what? The circle. So the circle, it has the equation, right? The circle, it has the equation. So what type of equation the circle has? The circle has the general equation and also what we call the standard what equation. So let's start with what we call the general equation of the circle. So the general equation of the circle is this, which is it x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0. So this is your general equation of the circle. But again, the circle has the standard equation. So the question is, what is the standard equation of the circle? So the standard equation of the circle will be, so this is what we call the what? Standard equation. So the standard equation of the circle will be, it depends with the center. So if the center is at the origin point, so what do I mean when I say at the origin point? Meaning that the center it is 0, 0. So this means that the center is 0, 0, meaning that the circle is at what? Original point. So what is the standard equation? In this situation, it is x squared plus y squared equal to what? R squared. So this is your standard equation when the center is 0, 0 for the circle. Now, in a situation whereby we have moved from 0, 0 or from the original point to another point of the circle, or to another point, we have shifted the circle, right, from the origin to another point. So the other point will take it as in this way, which is it h and what? K. So this is your another point. Now, since the another point is h and k, so this means that you have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. So this is your standard equation of the circle when the center is h comma k. So this is your standard equation of the circle. Now, after learning this, it's very much important we can go through some questions. We check ourselves on how we can go about some questions. So the first question is a first example. So on this example, they're saying sketch and state the radius of the following circles. So the first one is x squared plus y squared equal to 64. So in this situation, what is the standard equation for this one? Or in short, what is the center? The center in this situation is what? 0, 0. Why it is 0, 0? When we go back, what was the standard equation of the center, which is 0, 0? It was x squared plus y squared equal to r squared, such that your r squared we equate it to 64. Then you come up, you find the square root. Then what is your answer? Your answer is 8. Then from there now, you plot out your circle. So what is the center in this situation? Your center it is 0, 0. That's your center. Then what's your radius? The radius is from 0 to 8. So you measure from the original point, which is 0, 0, up to 8. Like that. After measuring, you have to draw your circle. Let's draw our circle such that our circle move like this. You can draw better than me. Yes, you can draw better than me. So this is your circle, the one that they are talking about. Okay, let's also go to the second question, which is 9x squared plus 9y squared equal to 4441. Then you divide everything by 9. Why are we doing this? We have to make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. That's why we're dividing by 9. So that is there. It is y squared. Then 9 into that is it. 8 into 36, that is 40. Then remainder 80. Then 81. 9 into 81 is 9. Then here, tell me the radius. Find the square root of 49, which is what? 7. Now, in this situation, tell me your center is 0, 0, like that. Now, from there, what you do next? You draw. Let's draw what is the center. It's 0, 0. So this is our center. Then, what's the radius in this situation? The radius is what? 7. So this is the radius, which is 7, like that. Now, you draw like that. So that's how you answer this simple question. Now let's go to another questions. So another question is saying, for each of a circle, write it in standard form and determine the center and the radius. So in short, you have been given the general equation. Since we have been given the general equation, so you need to take the general equation into standard equation. So the question is, what do you do if you have something like that? The first thing that you do is, this is x squared plus y squared minus 8x, then plus what? 10y, then minus 4 equal to 0. So this is a general equation. So in short, this is your first question. Now, what do? You need to have the idea of the completing the square method, right? So what do you do? Here, the first thing that you do when you're dealing with the completing square method, you group the like terms together. Let's group the like terms together. That is x squared, then minus 8x, then y, then plus what? 10y. Then this 4 will go to the other side where there's 0 to be positive what? 4. Then what you do, you say open bracket, then find the half of negative 8. It's negative 4. Square like that. Then you put 4 there, then plus there. Then negative what? 4. The half that we found. You square it this side. Then the other part you say plus. You do the same thing. Y there. What's the half of 10? See? Positive what? Positive 5. You put square. Then plus. Then say 5 there. You square like that. Such that you have x minus 4 squared plus y plus 5 squared. Such that you have 4 here. Then here 16 plus 25. Then you have x minus 4 squared, that is y plus 5 squared. Then what's your answer in this situation? Your answer in this situation you shall find to have what we call 45, like that, right? So after finding the 45, remember that what was the standard equation of the center, which is what? Which is h comma k. The standard equation of the center, which is h comma k, was the x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to 45. So this was your standard equation, right? So in this situation, you know what you do? You say negative h equal to negative 4, then negative k equal to negative what? Or positive 5. So what I'm just doing, I'm getting this part, the standard equation, I'm equating to that. Again, so get this part, again you equate to that. Then what is your radius? What's your radius? Say r squared equal to 45, such that your h equal to 4, then your k equal to what? Negative 5. Then your r in this situation, or the radius, you find the square root of that and the square root of that. Now here we use surds. How we use surds in this situation? So in this situation, we have to use what? Surds. So you are going to say r equal to what two numbers? One is supposed to have a perfect square, and the other one doesn't have a perfect square. When you multiply them, they'll give us 45. It's 9 times 5. And put the square root aside, such that you have 3 root what? 5. In this situation, your center will be 4, negative 5. Then your radius is what? 3 root of 5. So this is your answer for the first question. Now let's go to the second question. Let's go to the second question. So on the second question, you have been given the 4x squared plus 4y squared plus 28y plus 13. So the second equation, the coefficient of x is 4. The coefficient of y squared is 4. What do you do in that situation? In this situation, that's where you need to make your x squared coefficient to be 1. So what do? You divide everything by 4, by 4, by 4, and by 4. Such that when you divide there, that is a what? X squared. Then when you divide there, that is a what? Y squared. Then 4 into that is 7y plus 13 over what? 4 equal to 0, like that. So what do? the next part is complete square method, right? Such that you have x squared, because x squared is just one, so just leave it like that. Then the other part, it is y, the open bracket, then y, the half of 7 over what? 2, right? Then this one will go this side, 13 over 4 to go this side. Then what's the half of the 7 over of 7 is 7 over 2. Then you square like that, x squared plus y plus 7 over 2, then you square equal to 13 over 4 plus 49 over 4. So in this situation, you have x squared plus y plus 7 over 2 square equal to, that is negative what? 13 plus 49, such that you have a situation which is this, that is what? 36 over 4. Then you have square there, that is y plus 7 over 2 square equal to, that is what? That is 9, like that, right? Now let's check out what is the center in this situation. The center in this situation is 0, negative 7 over 2. Then what's the radius in this situation? The radius in this situation, after finding the square root of 9, then what are you gonna get? You're gonna get what? 3. That's all. So this is your center, and that's your what? Your radius. That's all. Then let's go to the other question, which is question 3. So in question 3, so question 3 is saying x squared, that's question 3, x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 10y plus 30 equal to 0. So the first thing, let's group them together. You group them together, that is it, that will go the side. Then the next step is you do this, x there, the half of negative 6 is 3 squared, then y, the half of that is what? 5, right? Equal to negative 30, the half of 6, it was negative 3 squared, and the half of negative 10, it was what? Negative 5, right? Such that you have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared. You have 39 there, then 25, like that, right? So that is the one that you're having, such that here you have that square, then 1 minus 5, then you remain with it, what we call 4. In this situation, what's the center? It is 3, 5. How are we finding the center? We're just equating this part to 0. So for example, we had what? That is x minus 3 equal to 0, and x is equal to what? 3. Then the other one is what? Y minus 5 equal to 0, y is equal to what? 5. So that's why we're getting that. So that's how we are getting everything there, just like that. Then the next one is the radius. In this part, the radius is what? 2. That's all, right? So that's how we answer question 3. Now let's go to question 4. Question 4. Question 4. So when you're dealing with question 4, it's x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 18y equal to 0. So in this situation, like terms together, x squared minus 8x then plus y squared then minus what? 1 equal to 0. So let's do the same thing, which is x minus 6. The half of 8 is 4 square there plus y. The half of 18 is 9 square there, such that we had 0 there plus the half of 8 is negative 4 and the half of negative 18 is negative 9. The side, which is x minus 4 squared plus y minus 9 is squared. This is 0 plus 16 plus 81, right? So in this situation, we have x minus 4 squared plus y minus 9 squared equal to what? 97, like that, right? So in this situation, what's the center? 4 and 9. Then the radius is 97. Then you find the square root of 97 such that your r is the root of 97. That's all. Let's find the other one, which is question 5. So question 5, which is x squared plus y squared minus 24x and minus 18y plus 200 equal to 0, like that. Let's put all the like terms together. X squared minus 24x then plus y squared minus 18y equal to negative 200. So in this situation, do the same thing, which is what? X, the half of that is 12 squared plus y minus 9 squared equal to negative 200 plus the half of negative 24 is negative 4. Then the half of the negative 18 is negative 9, like that, such that you have square there, y minus 9 square there, that is 200 plus 1.4 plus 81, like that, right? So x minus 12 squared then y minus 9 squared. Then what's your answer in that situation? Your answer in that situation is what? 25. So x minus 12 squared plus y minus 9 squared, that is what? 25. Now let's get the center. The center is what? 4 there and what? 9. We do the same thing, which is x minus 12 equal to 0. We have gotten this part equal to 0. X is equal to what? 4. So in the x-axis is 12. That's why it is like that. Then how about in the y-axis? That is equal to 0 again, which is y equal to 9. So that's why you are seeing what? Positive 9 there, like that, right? How about the radius in this situation? 5 there, right? So meaning that the radius there, it is what? 5. Simple and straightforward, right? Now let's go to the other question. The other question is saying find the equation of the circle passing through the following what? Points. Now the question is, what are the points 0, 1, then 4, 3, and 1, what? Negative 1. Now, in this situation, you can't come up with the this equation without knowing something about the general equation. So now let's know the general equation of the circle. It's x squared plus y squared and dx plus what? ey and plus f equal to 0, right? So we need to get one of the points where the equation was passing, or where the circle was passing 0, 1, right? Let's get that one. And this in the x-axis is 0 and in the y-axis is 1. It's 1. So let's start substituting. So it is 0 there, square plus y is 1, then plus d there is 0, then plus e is what? It's 1 plus f equal to 0, right? So this is 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus e here, then plus what? F equal to 0, such that you have 1 plus e plus ef equal to 0. Then you have e plus f equal to -1. So that is your first equation. So let's write the first equation. It's e plus f then equal to 1. So that's your first equation. Now let's write again the second what? Equation. So you use 4, 3. So that is your second equation. Such that what's the general equation? It's x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey then plus what? F equal to 0. Now, in the x-axis, for this one is 4, and in the y-axis is 3. So what you do is say 4 here squared plus 3 squared plus what's x is 4 plus what's the y is 3, then plus f equal to 0. So in this situation, this is your 16, this is your 9, that is 4d plus 3e and plus what? F equal to 0, such that you have 4d here plus 3e and plus what? F equal to, when you add those two, it will give you 25. So when you cross the equal sign, it will be negative. So that's your second equation. So you have 4d plus 3e plus f equal to negative what? 5. Now let's go to the next one, which is 1, -1, such that we also do the same thing, which is 1 here in the x-axis plus in the y-axis -1. Then d is 1, the x there, then plus in the y it's -1, then plus what? F equal to 0. So this is 1 plus 1 plus d there, right? Plus oh no, that one is not supposed to be plus, it's supposed to be a negative, right? It's supposed to be a negative. So that is negative what? E plus what? F equal to 0. So in this situation, we have d e there plus f equal to, when you add those, it will give you -2. So you have d, then e, then plus what? F equal to -2. So those are the 3 equations, right? So those 3 equations, we solve them together by what we call Student's what? Equation, right? So let's solve those equations together, right? I'm removing these here. So after finding your 3 equations, then what you do next is finding the values, right? So the first equation is E plus F equal to negative 1. Then the other one is 4D plus 3E and plus what? F equal to what? Negative 1.5. Then the other one is D there, then E there, right? Plus F equal to negative what? 2. So in this situation, this is equation 1, and this is equation what? 2, and this is equation 3. Like that, right? Now, get equation 1. Let's make F to be the subject of the formula. Here we shall use substitution method because substitution method is very easy to use than elimination method. So let's make F the subject of the formula. We'll say like that, right? So we'll be using this one. So the first one you say equation 1, since this was equation 1, right? Equation 1 into equation what? 2. So to get equation 2, so meaning that wherever there's F, we're gonna substitute with what? Negative 1 minus A. There's negative 1 minus what? E equal to negative what? 5. So 4D plus 3E minus E negative 25. That one goes the other side as positive 1. Then we have 4D plus 2E equal to negative 24. Okay, keep this one. We also do the same thing, equation 1 into equation 3. So say D there, then F. Then what's the F for this situation? It's negative 1 minus A equal to, in equation 2, in equation 3, sorry, equal to negative 2. Then D there, then E, and minus A there equal to negative 2. Then positive 1, such that we have D there, negative 2E equal to negative 1. So you get this equation here. So this is the equation that you get these two. Now let's get these two equations, right? So you have 4, what? Okay, let me just write it from this side. You have 4D plus 2E equal to negative 24. Then D minus 2E equal to negative 1. So what you do here, we just add. Why are we adding? Because these, they can what? Eliminate already, right? They can eliminate this. So this is 4D plus D. What's the answer? 5D. Then that's 0. Then that is, what's the answer there? It is negative what? 25. Such that we have 5D equal to negative 25 and over 5 over 5. Then your D in this situation is negative 5. Now, to find the D, it means that we can find the E in these two equations, right? So you get any of these two. So negative 5 is your D, then 2E equal to negative 1, negative 2E equal to negative 1 plus 5, negative 2E equal to, that is 4, you divide by that, negative 2, you divide again by negative 2, then your E in this situation is negative 2. Then from there, you get your this equation back again, which is F equal to negative 1. So what was your E? Your E, we have said that is negative what? 2, such that E equal to negative 1 and there it is positive what 2, and E equal to 1. You are done. Now, after finding everything, let's substitute these ones in the what? In the equation, right? Let's substitute this equation in the general equation of the circle, which is x squared plus y squared plus dx, then plus what? E y plus f equal to 0. Let's substitute x squared plus y squared. Then what was your d? It's negative 5. You put negative 5x. And what's your f? Your f in this situation. Oh, sorry, not the f. What's your e? It was negative 2y. Then what's your f? It's 1. So this is your answer. This is your answer for this question. So this is how you answer this type of question. So if they ask you to write an equation, you need to write this equation, right? If you want, you can simplify it into the standard equation, but since here they're just asking us to write the equation, so this is your what? The answer. Okay, so in the next video we'll be talking about what we call the parabola. Yes.